press conference. Just followed up 2 wins over Temple and Tulane at home. Next, we're hitting the road to take on Florida Atlantic and South Florida to close out the 2025 regular season campaign. Coach, you want to get us started with an opening statement?
Yeah, first of all, just want to give a shout out to UTSA women's soccer for winning a championship. It was super fun to follow along with them this week and just have our kids get some inspiration and some positive juju from all the things that they were doing. It was a really fun week here at UTSA, and I think that excitement carried over into the volleyball court. Had two must-win games to keep ourselves in contention to accomplish some of the goals we set for ourselves. And now we're just trying to continue to do for ourselves going into Florida and South Florida, Florida Atlantic and South Florida. And just excited about what we're doing and, trying to make sure that we stay steady and continue to get after it.
Go ahead, Terrence.
Coach, as you say, another big weekend coming up, I guess. Is there a benefit of it being on the road as far as less distractions, things like that?
Honestly, no. We love playing at home. It's fun playing in the Convo. Our crowds are awesome at the Convo. The support that we get here, certainly maybe a few less distractions, but just travel and not being in our home court and being in our norm with our fan base and all those people kind of stinks. But, the road to get to where we want to go goes through FAU in South Florida. So, we just got to make sure we're fighting through that adversity and getting after it this weekend.
Obviously, the easy way would go out and win, but I guess do you sit down for your players and kind of explain the different scenarios if this happens or if that happens, and how important that is, just kind of let them know?
No, honestly, I don't believe in luck. We got to create our own luck. We got to create our own outcomes. We got to do for ourselves. So the game plan this week is just like every other week. What do we need to do to be successful? What do we need to do to continue to push this program forward, whatever that outcome may be, and continue to give our players the tools that they need to be successful day in and day out, and concentrating on going try to get a road win.
Carolina, just from a player's perspective, is there a difference playing on the road and playing at home? I know you feel more comfortable in the Convocation Center. Is it kind of us against the world when you're on the road?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Coach said. We love playing at home. We're comfortable there. We have great fans and a community that supports us. But we just got to take care of what we can control on the road this weekend. So.
Do you kind of know just momentum you got this past week, just kind of carried over and then trying to even build on it? If you can go to the tournament with it also, how important that is?
I think that's really important. We obviously had a great weekend this weekend, but I think we just need to flip to what we can do next weekend and just do what we can and what's in our control.
You had a career high on Friday and then another double-digit kill match. What have you been feeling in your game? Anything different this week compared to previous in the season, or just kind of how are you feeling athletically?
I'm not feeling the greatest of differences. I feel like every success that I have had has come from my team. Our passing has been great. Our defense has been great. I'm connecting with my setters, so everything's just kind of lining up this weekend or this past weekend, and we can just hope that the same thing happens next weekend.
Coach, just a scouting report on Florida Atlantic and South Florida. Obviously, South Florida was in the running for the regular season title to this past weekend. What do you know about them just early on so far?
They're tough teams, tough competitors. They know how to win. They have history with each other. They're very veteran. Florida Atlantic is very spread out offense. They use everybody. They seem to be in a 6-2 for the most part, but they play really, really hard, and they really get after it and just do a great job of managing their mistakes and really digging balls and keeping the ball alive. So we're really going to have to make sure that we're playing clean volleyball and everyone's ready to go. And South Florida has returning conference player of the year, preseason conference player of the year. She's juggernaut on the outside. So they're very pin heavy, but they come out with a lot of heat and they're a very great serving team. So just trying to make sure that we can manage what's coming at us and control the first contact so we can have some success.
you talk about that both teams that know how to win. How much do you look at this past weekend? A young team, how they responded in 5 sets against Temple, and then yesterday, the 4 set kind of was the way they came back. Just kind of maybe your team taking steps towards that, also kind of a mindset.
Yeah, I think obviously winning helps that, and that's something, we have to just make sure that we're continually telling them and they're telling themselves that they can do it, and what we're training and what we're practicing needs to come through in the matches. Obviously, there's nothing like playing live against a different opponent to get that pressure and some of those stressful situations. But we have to keep being in those situations in order for them to understand the outcome and how they can produce that outcome. So I certainly think it's great to play from in front, play from behind. Our backs were against the wall a little bit, and then we came back and finished. So just really proud of them for sticking through it and continuing to get after it. We saw a ton of production from a lot of different people this weekend, and that's something we always talk about is next woman up, and just be ready to go in and be a star in your role of what that is, and contribute when your number's called. So I think that's what we're going to need this weekend too. But just, kind of seeing this, tough road stints the last few weeks before, and just being at home, be able to capitalize on those 2 games, and get that feeling back. Okay, what we're doing is working. What we're doing is going to work, and just keep repeating that over and over and over again. I think that certainly helped.
My final question for you, Carolina, your coach talked about just repeating, telling you to believe in yourselves and things like that. Does it get to just a point where everything kind of just clicks and everybody starts playing to their potential and it all happens at the same time? Do you kind of feel like that's what's going on?
I feel like we're at the point in the season where everyone's just like ready to go and just wants to have success for what's left. And I think that you just have to be bought in, and every single person has to contribute what they can to have that success.
All righty. Thanks, everyone.